Hello, my name is Tine. In this video I'll just show how to use 2-channel remote control relay with a fixed code. I'm talking about C80X relay module. Here we got 2-channel remote control in basic housing. And a 2-channel receiver with 2 independent relay. This is one of smallest remote relay board, and that's why I buy it. But we can see here that some of elements are missing on the PCB. So after a few hours of playing I get that I can't use them, because it don't offer us all the functions like other RF modules do. On the bottom of PCB we got many contacts to solder bricks over them to set up RF module. So let's check it out what this module can do. Here's already soldered some connections, so we got 12 volts from power supply and relay also. First of all I will remove that connections and check if the relay totally independent of power source. Now plug the 12 volt DC power supply. Boot relay worked okay, so check the relay terminals if there's some power source. Sorry for the instrument angel, you can see them, but it tells me that on one terminal I got positive power line. I can see nothing wrong from the PCB, so I must remove relays to check what's happening. After the relay is removed we can clearly see the problem. Solder go under the PCB while making contact and can be removed from outer side. Second later the problem is solved, so I can solder relays back in. Now both relays are truly independent, so I can connect also 220 AC power supply to them. If you need that relay to switch different power source like power supply source, check the relay's terminals every time before use. It's not the first time I found relay terminals connected to power supply. If I plug 220 AC power source to relay terminals which is connected to power supply, I can just imagine what's going wrong. Probably in the first second explode some capacitors, maybe also broke our 12 volts power source. When I got removed relays, I drew a sketch of circuit, so I know where we got power source if we make connections on K1 or K2. As I say, if we remove all the connections, relay are totally independent and we can use to switch any power source. But this relay board is adapted to control DC motors, so let's take a look most common connections to control the DC motor in both directions. Okay, on side terminals we got power supply. K2 and K1 is soldered, so we got positive power source also on NC1 and NC2, and negative power source on NO1 and NO2. On COM terminals we connect the motor cables, and make connections on terminals between NO1 and NO2, and between NC1 and NC2. If you use for control the motor, don't make this third connection, otherwise you'll make short circuit when you turn on one or other relay. On that simple sketch we can see when the boot relay are off we got positive line on boot motor connection. That means that the motor holds its position. It's work like brake on DC motors. You can see the difference here if I turn off the motor with the remote, or if I just disconnect one pole of the motor. In that case I got turned on relay 1, so negative pole come to one side of a motor and it start running reverse. If you turn on also relay 2, the motor stops again, and we got negative pole on both sides, so motor will hold its position. In that case I got turned on relay 2, the motor got negative pole on the other side, so it will run forward, and that's it, really simple. Specification of that module say that it's self-locking. That means push the button, relay on, push the button again, relay off. Other RF module got a few different modes, like jogging, interlock, self-lock and so on. We set the type we want with the buttons, or bricks. Also that module got bricks to choose working mode, but it's without chip, so only self-locking mode work in this module. That's why I can't use them. I need relay to be on just when the button is pressed. But I find that information. My chip is PT2272T4, which means self-locking. Push the button, relay on, push again, relay off. All I need is to buy a chip PT2272M4, that means momentary type. So press and hold the button, relay on, release the button, relay off. That chip already got a base, so I just replaced them. On eBay can get 5 pieces with shipping for a single $1. There are more bricks. If I remove that too, relays stop working. With these settings we can choose which button activate which relay, so one need to be made on one side and one to other side. If we solder both on same side, then both buttons will activate same relay. That means the motor always run on one direction. So we can switch the motor rotation here, but I think it's easier to change two motor wire into terminals. And last setting switch is for setting transmitter code. This is fixed code transmitter and receiver. We can know that by the chip on receiver, which is SC2272, and by the chip into remote control, which is SCT2260. Also, if it's called fixed code, we can set it with solder dead bricks. We got 8 pins, which we can solder to low or high pin, so there is lot of combination, but remote work only if we got soldered the same pins. Just to show, I got here one other remote with learning code chip, EV1527. Remote with that chip can be copied from older remote. More you can see in other video or on the website. I add the links below. Into other video about how to copy the transmitter code, I got many questions. That it's not work, how to get it to work, and so on. There are many types of remote and receivers, so best advice I can give you is: open your remote control and find a chip. When you know the type of chip, just buy a remote with the same chip, and it should work without problem. I use a lot of that remote relays because it's unbelievably cheap and work awesome good. But time to time need to buy a new transmitter. They are also really cheap, about few bucks for a piece. But time to time there come a transmitter which can be paired with old one. It connect to receiver but work only button or two, and they're mixed and so on. Well, in that case I throw remote into the drawer and next time resolder buttons, replace battery and replace the housing with a new one. And voila, I got new remote control with old chip. Works like just new remote. I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe if you like, and see you next time.